Welcome back to Game On, and let's talk about the Africa Cup of Nations and Group B, which of course will see South Africa come up against the likes of Angola, Egypt and Zimbabwe, and a tough group to have to navigate one's way through here, one would imagine, for Hugo Bruce and his side. First game against Angola, you can't under or overstate how important that game is in picking up the 3 points and getting off to a good start in the group, Mark.
Yeah, certainly. I personally, when it comes to tournaments, I'm a fan of planning the group phase and looking, at the end goal and saying, how many points do we need to advance? What's the primary objective? Advance from the group. And so how do we do that? Yes, Angola, people feel we should have the beating of Angola, but we can't take Angola lightly. Angola is a formidable outfit on their day. We saw at the last AFCON how well they did, how they, got through the group phase. They'll be a tough opponent.
It's worth noting how impressive their B team has been in the last two COSAFA editions as well. They've motored through them.
Yes,
champions
certainly.
on both occasions.
They'll always be a formidable outfit. Excuse me. And that's why I feel like first game, opening game, let's not lose. Get a draw in the game or a win. But for me, the primary thing is don't lose your first game. As soon as you lose your first game, you put yourself under pressure. We lost the opening game against Mali last time out. We saw the kind of pressure. They responded and they did beautifully. But you don't want to, put undue pressure on the team. So let's get a draw or a win. Main focus, don't lose.
I think for me, coming on a different angle, I think if I look at this group, and then you can just take into consideration that obviously going to face Egypt, it's not going to be an easy task. It's going to be difficult. But for me, my principal belief, it's if you want to see Bafana, bring them in against a team that is formidable. And in this group, you solely looking at Egypt. Yeah. So my worry now is, yes, Angola and Zimbabwe, where most of the people are saying that's where we're focusing, getting the points. And it's not going to be easy, those two. It's not going to be easy.
Even Zimbabwe,
especially Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
We can maybe draw with Egypt or maybe draw with Angola, and then we just content to say, no, we're going to go through with the 5 points that is really needed to say, no, we're going to get the 3 points from Zimbabwe. You know what happened to our history against Zimbabwe. They always rise to the occasion when they play us. They can lose 5-0 against Egypt, and then we beat maybe Angola, and then we go face Zimbabwe, we play a draw. That's my only worry in that. But I think against Egypt, that's where I really see Bafana getting the 3 points. My worry is these two that we think it's going to be a walk in the park.
I agree with Jay.
I fully agree with
Jay.
And that's what I'm saying. Because that opening game, South Africans automatically feel, no, we're going to crush Angola, which I think Zimbabwe and Angola are probably our tougher games in the group. I feel we have the beating of Egypt more so than I don't want to say it's going to be an easier game, but I think the Angola, Zimbabwe games, just the area, the COSAFA rivalry makes those games so much harder. And so, I think the Egypt game probably of the three is the one that I feel are most likely to win.
Let's hope from the last AFCON, we keep pushing up as a footballing nation. And of course, gentlemen, there's such a switch focus and Hollywood bits in as far as the ladies' game here in South Africa. I've seen something special happen. Mamelodi Sundowns have continued their dominance in the women's game, which is of course rubbed off on the South African national team as well. Seeing them get to the World Cup and do well in AFCONs. But let's talk about the season that just ended in the Super League. The grand finale with Mamelodi Sundowns up against Galaxy, and Sundowns continuing in their dominance in style under Kofi Sapula this time.
Once again, they were the hunted. It was their crown to defend. They worked hard throughout the season, overcame all obstacles, and today they once again sit on their throne. But there was still one more hurdle. Their biggest rivals this season, the TS Galaxy Queens. Sundowns are a juggernaut of a team, and coming into their final league game of the season, they had already tied up the league title, but they wanted to end on a high against their arch rivals. Many predicted that this might be a tough one, but Sundowns had other ideas. The home team scored 4 unanswered goals as they put on a masterclass at the Lucas Moripe Stadium. they sealed a 4-0 victory against a hapless Galaxy team. They crowned their season finale in the perfect manner, and the team were overjoyed with their performance in this game and throughout the season, despite some minor setbacks along the way.
We started very well, first and foremost, The first 10 games, we won all the 10 games without conceding a goal, And we went to a little bit of a slump where we lost a game, we played 2 draws, But I think it was a good moment that actually grounded us, took us back to say, you're not invincible, There's certain things you need to keep doing well so that you can win a football match, You will not walk on the field because you are Sundowns, you will win. And then we went back to reviewing what is it that we needed to do. And we corrected a thing or two, And since then, we came back very, very strong.
I'm happy. I'm truly happy. I think as a group, we did very well. It was a disappointing season for Rena when we lost Okosafa, but the main focus was Hollywood Bets, and which we came out victorious as the champions.
For the TS Galaxy Queens, it was a valiant journey, one where they cut the gap but ultimately fell short of dethroning Sundowns.
I think we were much stronger this season, physically, emotionally, mentally. We were much stronger, and this league requires that of you. It requires that of you. I mean, we are not yet professional, but you need to go through the motions. You need to go through all these challenges that you face throughout the year. But I'm happy.
As sponsors of the league, Hollywood Bets were extremely proud of how the season went, and they are hoping for bigger and better in seasons to come.
Well, it's been an incredible season again, not a complete runaway season like previous seasons by Mamelodi Sundowns ladies, but again, another stellar performance. I think it's 6-6 now since the start of the Hollywood Bet Super League. There's only been one champion. So, I mean, to sum it up with words, I would say, again, another stellar performance by Mamelodi Sundowns, but I have to dock my hat off to TS Galaxy, Queens for pushing Sundowns, JVW for pushing Sundowns all the way.
Well, I think the spreading of quality players, not being in one team, but all the teams, as you can tell me with the TS Galaxy Queens, this is how they portray themselves. You will always think of only teams like Mamelodi Sundowns because they've got that capacity of getting great players, but there is competition. You also talk of TUT, you also talk of teams from the Western Cape. So for me, it's more like a competition that really needs to be out there.
Rome wasn't built in one day, and the Super League wasn't built in one day. One day we will stand proud and tall on top of the mountain and say we created the first fully fledged professional women's league on the African continent, and that's the dream and that's the plan.
So, congratulations it is then to Mamelodi Sundowns in yet another successful league in the way of the Hollywood Bet Super League. And, from myself, Susan Mapena, Mark Haskins and James Kusana and the rest of the teams, we implore you to drive safely and enjoy your December time. And until we see you before the end of the year, it's click, click, bang.